Welcome everyone to this tutorial on open educational resources. Now, what do you mean by open educational resources? These are the teaching, learning and research materials in any medium. You can use it on the digital platform or you can use it on simple offline platform which resides in the public domain or have been released under an open license. So we have already learned about the three types of online content, that is your copyright, public domain and Creative Commons. So open educational resources, when we talk about the OER, that fall under the public domain and they have been released under open license, which permits you do not have any cost on that. You can access them, you can use them, you can adapt them, you can redistribute by anyone else. So they are providing us with the option of having no cost. You can use it anytime. So SS is always there. You can use it, you can adapt it and you can redistribute it. So what does open education resources means? So open education or open content or open courseware are the education materials which are discoverable online and openly licensed, that can be shared. You have to share them. That can be used. That can be used by anyone. That can be improved. You can adapt, repurpose or improve under such any type of license, and you can redistribute them. That is, you can redistribute and share them again and again. So if you are having OER, then you can share them, you can use them, you can improve them and you can redistribute them any number of times, sharing them freely and openly, used by anyone. You can adapt, repurpose or improve and under the any type of license which is available, and you can redistribute and share it again and again. So you are using the content which is working like this. So when we talk about the OER, it have 5 R's with itself. So you are having 5 R. Right, the first one is retain, the second one is reuse, the third one is revise, the fourth one is remix, and the last one is, or the fifth one is the redistribute. So when we are working with open educational resources which are provided digitally online on internet, they are having 5 R's with itself, that is retaining, reusing, revising, remixing and redistributing. Now, if I talk about the first thing, that is reuse, the content which can be reused in its unaltered original format. You can reuse it again and again. You cannot alter the content. You need to use the original format, the right to use the content in a wide range of ways. For example, if I am providing you this presentation under the open educational resources, then you can reuse it same with, if I have given my name under the footer or the header, then you need to use it in the original format. You cannot put your name here and you can use it. Fine. So first R says you need to reuse into the unaltered original format. So this means reusing, that you are using the content in any unaltered original format. You can use it any number of times. The second R says you can retain. So if you are having a copy of any content, you can make more and more copies. You can photostat them, you can Xerox them. So copies of content can be retained for personal archives. If you want to have a proper material for a particular topic, you can keep the archives, you can keep the content for your personal archives or references. So the right to make, own and control copies of the content. So it is the right, I can make any number of copies of that content and I can keep them with myself. This fall under retain R, means the second R, I can retain the content with myself. The third R says revise. Fine. So content can be modified or altered to suit the specific needs. For example, if I have provided you with the Word file or a PDF file, and if you feel that this content is very boring and I want to create a presentation for that content, you can do it under the category of revise. So the content can be modified, the content can be altered to suit the specific needs, the right to adapt, adjust, modify or alter the content itself. So if I want to modify or alter someone else's content, I can do that under the category of revision or revise. The fourth R says remix. I want to remix something. It means that if I'm using a PDF file and I want to add some images to that, fine, the content is boring, the students or participants or the audiences or my people who are under me, who are learning something under me, I want to give them some content which should be very engaging, then I can remix 2 or 3 things together. So the content which can be adapted with other similar content to create something new, that is the right to combine the original or revised content with other material to create something new. So I am combining something which is in the original format that is available under Word file, or I am using the revised content, the presentation which I have created from the previous Word material, and then I'm adding some images to that so that I can create something new. Then that is termed as remix. I'm mixing 2 or 3 things together to create something new. And the fourth option is the redistribute. So the content can be shared with anyone else in its original or altered format. I have taken someone content in the original format and I have retained it with myself under the same copies in my personal archive, and I want to redistribute that content to my students or to my participants. I can do that. Or I have remixed or revised the content and then I want that altered format to be used with to be redistributed with others. I can do that too. So the right to share copies of the original content, your revisions or your remixes with other is known as redistribution. So these are the 5 R's, and what are the permissions of these 5 R? What are the examples of this? If I'm using the retaining part, it means I can download the content, I can duplicate the content, I can store it, and I can manage it. So if I'm xeroxing or copying something, I can do that under the category of retain. If I'm using reuse, it means I can use it in my class, in my study group, or on a website or in a video. So if I'm circulating that content with my students in a class or in any kind of WhatsApp or Telegram group or on the website of mine or in a video, I can do it under the category of reuse. The third thing is revision. If I want to translate the content into other language, then that is known as revision. Fine, if something is there in the English language or Hindi language and I want to translate for other people, then it is making them with a revision content. So you can translate the content into any other language. Remixing means I want to incorporate something into the original content, like adding images to the presentation, then it ends into a mashup. You are incorporating the content to create a new content. And redistribute means I'm giving a copy of the content to my friend, to my student, to my participants, then it means redistributions. So these are the 5 R's of OER, that is open educational resources, and that is very important to learn what is under the open education and what can I can do with the content. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial.